Hey Vegas, welcome back to Vegas Realty Check, where we spill the tea on real estate. And today we are diving into our Hall of Shame episode because let's face it, the market isn't just hot, it's full of hustlers, especially here in Vegas. From title theft to fake rentals, sketchy owner will carry deals, and bogus for sale by owner listings. We are calling out the cons so you don't get caught in the chaos. Grab your popcorn, your paperwork, and let's get into the real shady stuff in real estate. Hey Vegas, welcome back to our show. Good morning, Courtney. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. How's your week?
It's been interesting.
Yeah, mine too. We've been in this journey together, right?
Yes, literally.
Literally. So what's going on in the news this week?
So we have some things that just were, just some different highlights and some interesting things that I was reading. Kevin O'Leary, don't they call him Mr. Wonderful?
Oh yeah, Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Wonderful on Shark Tank.
Yeah.
So he was saying there's been almost like a halt in certain markets because of three major factors, which one is very clear. Obviously, the rates aren't as low as what we would like, and so the payments are higher. Mm-hmm. But he says, as a real estate investor in certain states like California, two things are really causing a huge issue, which is property taxes. In California, that's no surprise.
Yeah, no surprise.
Yeah, their property tax is like 1%. So a lot of the homes are in the millions. So if their house is $5 million, $50,000 a year for property taxes, just on taxes alone, they're paying like over $4,000 a month.
Yeah, that's insane.
And then he also said, which isn't a shocker, in a lot of places that are having a ton of flooding, fires, earthquakes, their homeowners insurance, it's hard to find people to insure them.
Yeah.
So,
and if they do, it's astronomical cost.
The average homeowners insurance in somewhere that has like flooding issue or fire issue ranges on average between $5,000 and $12,000 a month. Or I'm sorry, a year.
I was about to say, whoa.
You're like, no. $5,000 and $12,000 a year, and
Still
it can go as high as $20,000.
Yeah.
And so just those two costs alone are, running over $5,000 in payments, not even including an actual mortgage.
Yeah.
So he said certain markets are just seeing a huge stop that have a lot of issues with insurance and, of course, property taxes based on where you live.
Yeah, yeah. I seen Mr. Wonderful on a TV show the other day, and he wears two watches. And I don't know if I've got an explanation. Maybe I should Google it. Like, why does he wear two watches? He wears a watch on each wrist, which is so bizarre.
I'm sure he has a weird reason for it.
I know. There's got to be something. I bet it's out there in the Google world. I just didn't take the time to look it up. But
I can imagine.
Yeah, that's it's hard to, when I see him speak, it's just hard for me to listen to what he's saying because I'm like, why is he wearing two watches?
Maybe it's a reminder like time is precious.
Yeah, or different time zones.
Oh,
probably.
That's true.
Very likely that's the case.
Yeah, that's true.
What else do you have?
And then the other one I actually think you sent me throughout the week about Robert DeSantis.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It was about him trying to get rid of property taxes.
Wouldn't that be amazing? Like, that's one of those things where, I don't even want to buy into it or hope for it because I'll just be crushed. Could you imagine the utopia of the world if we had no property taxes?
Payments would definitely be a lot cheaper.
Interest rates wouldn't even matter anymore because the payment that would reduce so much from your payment.
It would.
You would truly, homeownership would have so much more value because you would 100% own your home.
And he's saying it's ridiculous that you buy a property, including the land, yet every year you have to keep paying for the land.
Yeah.
And the taxes on it. He just says it's just ridiculous, which if you really think about it, it is kind of...
Yeah, so Ron DeSantis has started this movement and started this thing that he's going for it. It's a proposal that's out there. like I said, I'm being, I guess, very non-optimistic about the whole thing because I don't think it'll ever happen. I would love for it to happen, but
everyone that owns a house, right?
Yes. Well, everybody that owns a house would love for that to happen.
Yeah.
That would be just amazing. I just can't imagine a world where it was
not included.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be great for us as lenders because the payments would be much lower. It'd be just so much easier to get people qualified.
Yeah, it would be good for everybody, but I just don't see, like, there's a lot of, there's a lot of things that property taxes pay for. Where's all that money going to come from? And I mean, we could definitely cut some expenses in some places, but there's always pushback for that too. So, yeah. What about market numbers? So this week for inventory, we are just down 16 from last week. We're still at a really high number at 6893 single family homes on the market.
That's a lot.
And 2555, 26 more than last week on condos and townhomes.
And we have 976 new listings, which is 138 less from last week, and 1,115 price decreases, which is 175 less than last week.
Yeah, we had like a little spike last week for like, I don't know, 5 days, and then it dropped again in activity. So it's like I thought there was light at the end of the tunnel, and then I was wrong. So that hasn't, we're just still not seeing a really strong market right now. Under contract, we are 27 less than the week before at 756.
And mortgage rates went up a tad a few days ago, and then they've came back down to really where we've been sitting. A national average is right about a 6.8, 6.4 for a 30-year VA FHA. So not a ton of movement in that, and I feel like a broken record because I feel like I say that almost every week.
It's just true, yeah. And sold, we're at 573. That's 85 less than the week prior, but we're feeling the effects. I feel like the end of July closing numbers are going to be very dim. So we'll see when we hit that, but the Fed, they had an announcement like Monday or Tuesday, like this, like announcement speech. And I was like, yes, he's resigning. He's going to go away. But he didn't. It was a bunch of nonsense, in my opinion. I don't think he said anything that was valuable. So, there we are. They're meeting again at the end of the month. We'll see what happens there.
We shall.
When we come back, we're going to tell you about one scammer that listed and sold his rental, and some other scams that are definitely eye-openers, so stay tuned.
Hey Vegas! Celebrate every day in style at the Composer's Room. We bring you non-stop entertainment infused with the vibrant spirit of Las Vegas. Our tavern serves the best drinks in town. Whether you're a cocktail connoisseur or a beer buff, our bartenders got you covered. And let's not forget about the food. Our culinary delights are sure to tantalize your taste buds. Come for the entertainment and stay for the food. Reserve your visit to the Composer's Room today and start celebrating Las Vegas our way.
Looking for a night out that's pure Vegas? Welcome to Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club, voted Best Comedy Club in Las Vegas. Located at the Link Promenade, just steps from the High Roller, it's your ticket to big laughs from top comics handpicked by Jimmy Kimmel himself. No two shows are alike. Every night's a headliner, and every seat's a great one. Get your laughs at the best. Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club, only in Vegas, only at the Link.
Vegas, celebrate every day in style at the Composer's Room. From live music to comedy shows, we've got entertainment that'll give you that Las Vegas vibe. Our tavern serves the best drinks in Vegas. Whether you're a cocktail connoisseur or a beer buff, our bartenders got you covered. And let's not forget about the food. Our culinary delights are sure to tantalize your taste buds. Come for the entertainment and stay for the food. Reserve your visit to the Composer's Room today and start celebrating Las Vegas our way.
Every home has a story. What's yours? From your first home to your forever home, Trish Williams helps you write each chapter. Real estate is about the life you build. Hire Trish to be part of your story. Trish Williams, Keller Williams Realty. License S.01755530, call 702-308-2878. Start your next chapter today.
Welcome back, Vegas. We got some, definitely some interesting stories for you on real things that are happening here in the Valley. I'm sure they're happening all over the country, but we're pulling some scenarios of what's been going on in the Valley. Scammers. This is our Hall of Shame episode, and these scammers should be ashamed of themselves, but they are abundant in the Valley here. So
I think they're abundant everywhere. I think here, though, if you lived in Vegas long enough, or if you know people, they always think that Vegas is like the scammer central of like the U.S., right? That everyone here does shady stuff. And
it is, it is, yeah. But I mean, there's definitely a lot of good people in Vegas. You know, a great local community here. But yeah, we get a lot of the shadies that come through here too.
And I think it really does have to do with too. There's just more movement. Mm-hmm. I'm from Michigan. People buy a house, they live in a house for 50 years, they never move. You don't see a lot of transactions there. It's just people or they give their house to their kids and their kids move in and remodel it. So here it's just people move in and out faster. It's a little bit more transient. So we just see different things a little bit more often. Yeah,
yeah. One of the big fraud things that I've actually had, you could say I was almost a victim of, but I knew better, so I was not. But there's different times, I've had many different occasions where people have reached out to me to sell a parcel of land. Some of these parcels of land, such as some in Summit, parcel of land can go $10 million easy, $10, $13 million. I've had people reach out to me saying that they're the owners. Now, obviously, the fraudulent activity that happens on these, someone selling or impersonating a seller, happens primarily when it's non-owner occupied, and of course, vacant land is
second homes, investment properties.
Right, it's non-owner occupied. So these people will reach out, they'll say they're the owners. Sometimes they obtain fake IDs. They want to talk remotely. I've had someone even go as far as sending me copies of a fake ID, and there's no way I can determine whether it's a real ID or fake ID. They'll try to impersonate this person and sell the land, get the money from it, and then the seller.
You get calls like that often?
I've had it happen over the last 2 years about 4 times.
Wow.
And to a point now where, if you are trying to sell a very high dollar vacant piece of land, we're probably going to have a meeting in the office.
Yeah.
I want to know who I'm talking to.
Exactly.
Because it is such a common thing that's happening right now. So the way around this, or the way to, verify this, which every time I have done this, it's been verified as a fraudulent inquiry or fraudulent person that has reached out to me, is title company. Yeah. You contact the title company immediately. You tell the title company to send a letter out to the mailing address for the owner, where their physical mailing address is, and they'll send a letter out and ask them to call the title company and verify that they are selling this land.
And or
house or whatever it is. And yes, more often than not, the answer is no. So that's unfortunate. That's an unfortunate scam, and just one of them.
I think one of the biggest ones, obviously on my end, different side of the transaction, but we deal with a lot of, issues with wire fraud.
Yeah.
So wire fraud, once we get to closing, you know, a buyer will wire the money for down payment or whatever to the title company. And a lot of times these can be intersected by hackers that go into business emails, and they'll act as the third party, send them a link to pay for the wire, and someone else gets the money. Knock on wood, it's never happened to me, but I know there has been a raise of concern, especially in the last like 3, 4, 5 years. It's just people and computers are getting smarter and easier to hack. So they send all of their closing and down payment costs, and the title company doesn't get it.
Yeah, so the title company sends now wire instructions securely through a secure portal to prevent it from being hacked. Most title companies will not email wire instructions no matter how much you ask them to. They will not do it. And always advise you call and verify the wire instructions with the person at the title company. Don't take a call from someone to verify it. You pick up the phone and you call that office. Verify those wire instructions before you submit a wire, because yes, huge rise in wire fraud activity.
I just couldn't imagine you go to think you're making a payment and, you know, for your down payment closing costs, and all of a sudden no one gets it. Well, someone gets it. It's just
someone gets it, just not. And, you know, unfortunately, once that money hits another account, it's almost impossible to retrieve it.
It's just so sad.
So it is very sad. So a simple step can prevent that from happening. Another one, I'm going to tell you a story about a notary. So a notary that I know in Vegas that does a lot of mobile notaries is currently in a court litigation, you know, just as a witness testifying to this case. So a tenant. So this guy rented a house for years from the owner. Apparently, the owner never changed his mailing address for like certain documents. So the tenant is receiving all of the owner's documents, personal information, and mail. This tenant, who's renting this house from the owner for years, decides he's going to go obtain an ID, which he somehow had enough documentation to go obtain an identification and sell the house. So he sold the house. This house, it actually closed. The owners were notified somehow during the closing, during the, you know, obviously that the house got sold.
They probably got something in the mail or somehow. Somehow,
but they were using the property address as their mailing address. Don't do that. If you have tenants in the property, do not do that. Like, don't trust your tenants. I mean, especially a long-term tenant, they probably trusted them.
I assume, but to have your mail and your, you know, it's just not smart.
Just not smart. Yeah. So, so he, and, you know, the notary that is in this case has to go be a witness in this trial or whatever for it. And notary did nothing wrong. The guy had an ID saying that he was the seller. So how are you there's no reason to think that it's not true. But of course, not true. Fraudulent. That happened here in the Valley.
Oh, I believe that. You know, we deal a lot with, on the mortgage side, one of the most common frauds is mortgage fraud. And, you know, there are times where it's just very obvious that someone's not buying a property as a new primary, but they want to say it's a primary because the interest rate is typically a decent amount lower. And so that really becomes tricky for us to kind of decipher, is it going to be a primary, is it not? And, you know, an underwriter's job is really to sort through all of that and determine how. You can't just say I'm moving from California to Vegas and it's going to be my primary, but you don't work remote and you live in California. There has to be things that make sense. So that's one of our very common things. As a lender, you deal with that
often,
all the time. And so, you know, those are really things where, at the end of the day, those are things we have to look out for.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Trust no one.
That's pretty much.
Another situation, I would advise people in real estate in general, too good to be true. just probably is
I know.
too good to be true,
Yeah.
right? So this is another situation which I have, I know a person that was a victim of this. They contacted me to, try to help them solve it. Obviously, it was too late. They have to go to court, and they've been in court for quite some time trying to fight this case. They got a house that was sold to them a little bit under market value. They put 20% down for sell by owner. Owner will carry. So they're making payments to the owner on the property. The house had no mortgage. They made payments for 5 or 10 years. I don't remember what the length of term was. And within the last 30 days, when they did their final payment payoff, the owner, who was still the owner, never transferred title to the house, until the final payment was made. That was the agreement. Right before he transferred title, took out a loan for the value of the house. And the buyer, then signs over the title to the buyer. The buyer now thinks they completely own the house and start receiving notice of defaults and delinquent mortgages, because there was a mortgage pulled out on this home that now is their responsibility because there was no title insurance, wasn't done through a title company. Like there was nothing, they didn't have anything to protect them from this situation. So sounded too good to be true. If it looks too good to be true, it absolutely is. And that happens a lot with rentals, unfortunately.
I mean, it even happens, just a little side note, my aunt was looking to do like a Airbnb in downtown Chicago for like a month or something. There's longer term rentals you can, and she said, this seems like a great deal. Paid the $3 or $4 grand. Yeah. And that was it. Never heard from them.
Right. Someone showed me a rental property just yesterday that they found on Facebook. And it was a single-story, 2-bedroom house in Green Valley that was renting for $1,300 a month. Definitely below market rent, right? For the market that we're in, it looked like an amazing home. And I said, that's probably too good to be true. And the house was on the market for sale and vacant. The seller is not trying to rent out the property, so someone was posing fraudulently. Sometimes they get codes to lock boxes and they'll go meet the potential tenant at the house. They take your deposit and you never hear from them again. I've even seen situations that went as far as the tenants moved in. They had a lease. They thought they leased the property, but that lease was not created by the owner. So beware.
So always, there's just little ways of being safe. If you think something's too odd or seems too good to be true, reach out to an agent, reach out to a title company, do your research, because a lot of times if it seems odd, it probably is, and it's probably not what it seems like.
Yeah.
You have to protect yourself, especially now. And there's just so many, I think I was telling you this, but during the refinance boom, I would get a bunch of calls or we would get leads and we would call them, and there was, which is really sad, a child trying to take out equity on their parents' home, and their parents were in their 80s, 90s, and the whole house was paid off. They're trying to do a cash out refinance, and I'm like, so your 90-year-old mom wants a whole new mortgage? Yeah, I'm just trying to help her. Do you have power of attorney? No.
Yeah.
So it's like right then you just know that they're literally trying to pull out money and take off. It's just, there's just so many crazy things you see in our industries. So unfortunately, it's just, we become very cautious and we always have to be very careful. So as much as people get annoyed when I ask for certain documents, it's because of how easy it is to do things that are illegal. So we have to just protect ourselves as well as consumers.
Yeah, and real estate is a very valuable asset, so it's very susceptible to fraud. Now, another thing that you can do to protect yourself, Clark County Recorder's Office has a recording notification service. Free to sign up. It takes 5 minutes. I advise every single homeowner to do that. You sign up with a link. It's very easy. They will notify you immediately if there's any new recording on a property. There was a title company that was able to prevent this notification. It goes out immediately. the sale closed and was sent down to the recorder's office and recorded. Sellers had the notification service. They got the text message that something just recorded on their property, immediately contacted the title company and was able to intercept the wire before it went out. So they were able to stop the proceeds from going to the fraudulent scammer in that situation. So sign up for that service. It can really save you a lot of money. Yes. There's title lock services and stuff out there. I don't know how effective they are, if they work. I don't know if those are scams. I have no personal experience with them, but that notification service is super valuable. I advise everybody to sign up for it.
And it's free, so go do it. Protect yourself and protect your house. It's usually the largest asset people have. So
yeah, Clark County Recorder's Office. It's right there. It's called a notification service. Sign up for it, guys. Everybody. And when we come back, we'll just be telling you some more information on where we're at. Stay tuned.
Every home has a story. What's yours? From your first home to your forever home, Trish Williams helps you write each chapter. Real estate is about the life you build. Hire Trish to be part of your story. Trish Williams, Keller Williams Realty. License S.01755530, call 702-308-2878. Start your next chapter today.
I hope this was some valuable input for you today and that you guys learned some good stuff and how to protect yourself from fraudulent activity. Because it is abundant and you do need to be cautious and vigilant on your property. It's most people's biggest investment, so it really does matter. Courtney, how do people reach out to you if they want to talk about purchasing a home, refinancing a home legitimately?
Yeah, so I'm at Citywide Mortgage, and you can always get a hold of me at 702-416-6918. We have a vast variety of programs, so if you're not sure about your situation, you think, oh, I might not be able to apply for a loan right now, just call me or, shoot me a text, ask me some questions. Happy to cover anything with you.
Yes, good. And I always do my diligence and everything and help guide my clients to do things the right way. So if you want to contact me, you can reach me at Trish Williams, 702-308-2878. You'll see us every week right here on Hey Vegas Network. So tune in there and follow the network. You'll see our shows every Thursday. And if you want to connect with us on social media, send us listener questions, any outlets there, you can reach us on our link tree at www.realtycheck.vegas. There you can find every way to connect with us, and we'll see you guys next week.